And we should be live on YouTube. All right, so we're gonna pick up where we left off with the colony of the gene splicers. Pretty much the gist of this run, for those who missed the intro to it, is we aren't playing like a super duper sweaty challenge run like I normally do. Oh yeah, I forgot we were in Toxic Fallout. That was self-inflicted. And instead what we're doing with this run is normally you don't get to do a whole lot with the xenogenetic stuff where you modify your people. And so the gist of this run is we just want to experiment with that and do all sorts of absurd nonsense with it. So we are leaning really hard into a bunch of the genetic nonsense and more or less just seeing how it goes. And to that end, Captain Brody here is our first experiment that we have gone and made them into a Nitux, which is a very fast runner with mild UV sensitivity. I was wondering, like just thinking after stream the other day, there is a really good synergy if I were to take the strong melee dark vision and these together. The hunger rate would be completely obnoxious, but that would be a fast-moving, really good person at melee who can see in the dark and doesn't like being in the light. So I could see eventually pivoting this colony into doing something like that, where we just get rid of all of the crops we've gotten here and turn to mushrooms. And that could be interesting. I could see going that way. Now, granted that 200, for those who don't know how this works, generally speaking, when you are making your stuff, so like if I look at this one where it's just straight up positive and no negatives whatsoever, the hunger rate goes up, so my people need to eat 175% as much. So now if I were to go and combine these where it's like got 3 good things and 1 bad, it's 225, so more than double as much that they need to eat. And that doesn't sound that bad if I'm sitting on an abundance of food, but the issue is that means they also have to like run back and actually do the eating part of it. There goes the thing. Let's see, if your colonist lost a leg, can you take 1 from a prisoner and give it to my colonist? No. You can take like hearts, lungs, kidneys, that you can take from a colonist to swap it, but stuff like, you know, brains, legs, arms, spines, stuff like that you cannot swap from an Arcanist. Now, all those things, you can get biotech versions, so cybernetic ones that are better than the natural ones, to swap them out. Like, that's actually a normal strategy, is when you get to late game, start replacing all your limbs with super powerful bionic and archotech limbs. But, that. Yeah, and I usually don't respond with mods you can or can't, because the answer is anything in existence with mods, you could probably do it. Or if not, someone probably could make a mod to do it if they wanted. Alright. So I have to wait to build more of there. Yeah, so we're just trying to make paths through here. So this is going to shorten... I'm just going to get rid of that smoke leaf one. We're not using it. So do this. Shrink that. We'll go zone. Build roof. Bring it across here. Because I'm trying to make paths that everyone can go through. We have the cotton here, so we can go ahead and grow that field larger. Oh, it's actual marsh. Okay. So you just make a peg leg? Yep. Yeah, no, at this stage, if you don't have access to bionics and all that, you can make a peg leg. But if you get your research to machining and then prosthetics, you can make a prosthetic leg, which is a little bit better than a peg leg. And then if you get farther into research, you can get... Where are you at? It's not specialized limbs. One second, prosthetics. Oh, I'm just not over far enough. Yeah, bionic replacements. Then you can get a bionic leg, which is just straight up better than the leg you start with. Alright. So yeah, so at the moment, we're in the toxic fallout because I agreed to endure the toxic fallout. I can't remember what I was getting for it, but I got some benefit. Was it the Masterwork chain shotgun, I think, and something else? And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll take that. All right, so we can go down here. Our temple is looking pretty nice. This room is already doing pretty well. Our hospital we can make a little bit nicer as well. We're just making our rooms look nicer. We're smoothing out our floors, getting all that done. Oh, looks like Soul Adam's room is ready for having the ground painted. So your favorite color is mud. Cool, man. It's subtle brown or wood brown. Let's look. Almost wants to be something barely creeping to green. It's probably subtle brown. So we'll dye that room. Now it's got all the floor smoothed out. We're doing all that. So we are making gradual progress towards getting things cleaned up and everything. The good news is no one's getting any meaningful amount of toxic buildup, which is really nice. Pretty much all of the wildlife and animals and trees have all died because toxic buildup does that. That's literally what it does. I think I do like the idea of us gradually moving over towards becoming what's effectively like an undergrounder by just building roofs and all that here and making mushrooms and everything. Alright, so Captain Brody is up, and now if we look at them... Oh, you're still... You would have a higher movement speed, except you are super about to have a baby. So... that's going to be a little while. And I still want to get fast healing out of you. So there's 7 more days before I can try again to grab the fast healing. But that's what we're trying to do, is just make really strong pawns. So I made Captain Brody here have a bunch of benefits to them. Let's also see, can you do a conversion ritual? Not for a while. And how is everyone doing? Oh. Alright. You're sleeping. When you get up, we'll worry about that. Let's go ahead and put more art in this room, I think. Just make all our rooms, like, super nice. How's the room going? It's going pretty good. And there's another baby. So where's your bedroom? Oh, yeah, you have, like, the shared room. Well, baby can live in the shared room. Good, put one on our side. As we continue to expand on our population and all that. Alright, so the toxic fallout should be going away in not too long. It was for 18 days, and... Oh, it was a vanometric power. That's the reason we did it. I was like, vanometric power. I was like, oh, heck yeah, we're taking that. And we accepted this quest 14 days ago. So we got 4 more days of toxic fallout, and then it should give way. And you're wondering how we're running around and not having problems with the toxic fallout constantly? Pretty much what we did is... One is I've made paths to get through, like, the major areas that they could stay under roofs. And you'll notice almost all my pawns have masks on. That gives you I think it's a 50% resistance to toxic buildup. So it's just one of those things that it's really worth doing. That's, one of the challenges I do from time to time is I set up the pollution to 100% on the tiles and all that, just make it as obnoxious as possible. And that's my workaround for that, is by setting up to its absolute max, then, you know, you need everything you can to resist the pollution. So those face masks is kind of like the early to mid game for that run. I like to make roofs pass 2 buildings during a toxic fallout. Yeah, no, it's a good strategy. It also works as a fire break. Well, I mean, in this case it won't because I put down the things there. Oh, I leave them up. I see they still go into it. Yeah, no, they will. They'll cut across, but it means they don't spend a lot of time under there versus other places. Because it's okay for them to go into a little bit. It's what we watch for is when we have, like, really, like, actually, Soul Atoms is getting higher than Soul Atoms is too high. But, like, everyone else is just at initial. Except for you at minor. Yeah, no, Soul Atoms is higher than I like at the, at that. Because the problem with toxic buildup is a problem, like the issue of causing all sorts of health issues. But right now we're working on the multi-analyzer. And after that, I want to get into fabrication, then archogenetics, then bioregeneration, because we need to de-age. We might even do bioregeneration earlier. We need to de-age Kira Liz. They're getting in what RimWorld is considered advanced in age, which is like 70. Which is really not that old in real life standards, but in RimWorld they're like, you're 70, have a heart attack, you're dead, go away. Because RimWorld is mean. Alright. So you're all doing fine, you're all doing fine. Do we not have... Oh, we have just a little potato field? There's like... hardly any more ground here that we can grow on. That's fine.
What do you call an additional human in your RimWorld colony? An extraterrestrial.
I see it. Extraterrestrial. I gotcha. Hey, Longclaw. As it took me, I was like, wait, what? But welcome to Longclaw. For those who don't know Longclaw, another fantastic creator on the platform. Definitely someone I recommend checking out. Also, check them out on YouTube. Just the reason I'm promoting them on YouTube is they are based in South Korea, and Twitch is shutting down in South Korea, which means while they built up an audience here on Twitch, they are being forced to move to another platform, and that does mean it's going to be a rough hit for them. So if you do follow them on YouTube, it will help them out tremendously. Yeah, so I think we're going to make a wall. Here, let's try and set this. We'll use the plan tool to set it. Yeah, we'll set a wall over here. In there. So that'll be, this will be like the area we put on this side of our base so you can get access to the other geothermal down here. This will be a good place for us to get some type of animals going and just like let the animals live down there. We won't even worry about a kill box or anything down there. That's a bit blah. I do hope you you feel better. I hope your physical therapy is less awful. All right. What are you working on? Oh, you're hauling. I was like, I just saw Chucky49 running around. I was like, what are you doing right now? They're hauling wood from in the gap around their base, which is kind of important because normally this whole area is covered in trees and all that. And then this is a fire break to prevent fire from spreading to my base. But it doesn't really work when you have piles of wood between your, like, in your fire break. Because the whole idea of the fire break is to have a gap between flammable and that. Alright, so you're going to need structured floor there to cover up the mud pits. Is there a fixed goal for this run, or is it play to see how it goes? It's mostly play to see how it goes. Like, we'll experiment with the genetics for a while until we're like, okay, you know, we're very happy with what we've done. And then maybe at that point we try and launch the ship or do whatever. Or until we die. Mostly it's around experimenting with the genetics and just getting as ridiculous as we can with it. Kind of feel out the limitations. Alright, so we get that floor handled. So this is all handled here. Nobody sleeps in that room. Really? Well, let's switch that for a moment. So this is now... I don't think that's correct. No, it's not checking 49er. It is Lord Love. There we go. So what is Chaotic Awesome's favorite color? Kind of a muted purple. And Lord Love is kind of a, like, navy or steel blue. Alright, so like a muted purple. Like this? No, a little bit more on the red side. Like that. Subtle magenta. So we'll go ahead and set the whole room to be painted subtle magenta. And then go here and grab like that steel, subtle, whatever you want to call it, blue. Good enough. Alright. So that way, both people up, and we got this bed here, which is for Kira Liz. Kira Liz, I'll call her color mustard. I guess it's olive. It's a little bit more green than mustard, so we'll go with olive. Cool. They're getting everything smoothed out. You hate that you can't paint bridges? Well, that's what your moisture pump is. You need to dedicate a moisture pump just for fixing those two tiles. Nah, we probably actually will. As we get to the later game, like right now, I just need to get fabrication up and running so I can make my own components. Because we got a bunch right now because every time someone comes by to trade who has them, I'm buying them. But, we'll definitely want to get that sorted. Alright. Okay, so 18 days, so the toxic fallout should be ending pretty much any time now, and the moment it does, we will take all these and we'll say allow sowing again, and we'll get all of the farmlands growing again. We did stockpile a bunch of food, so while we have been absolutely eating through our stockpiles, something fierce, because that's what you do in toxic fallouts, it's not been too bad. Island map where moisture pump is everything. Well, that's basically what this is. The difference is instead of shallow water, it's mud. But for our purposes, it has the same effect. All that red and blue, and even a lot of the yellow, I have to moisture pump to make worth using. Because I have to otherwise build the decks and all that over there. You might as well split your components into various stacks so you don't lose 40 at once and sun destroys it. I would, but it's annoying to do that. There isn't a split the stack button. Alright. Wait, Jaguar. It's time to get your genetics altered. Gonna do some science. Infestation. In the storage room. Okay. Oh, we also have an assault rifle right there? Hey, go grab that right now. Meanwhile, everyone else, forget the stuff that was going on. You two, block the door. Everyone else, swarm in behind there. You get back out of that room. I really hope you get to that room before they pop out. I should have backed her off. I think she'll be okay. I think she'll get out of there before things go down. Get you in position, back you up a little. Get... Let's get their attention real fast. Hey, friends. Alright, same deal. Stop trashing my stuff. Okay, so still got you over here. I think that's the last one. So step out here, and the rest of you step in here. Okay, all the ranged ones, get out of here. You go trash that one. You go trash this one. And you go finish it off. Alright, so that infestation wasn't so bad. They did trash a couple of shelves, but otherwise, relatively benign. How do they spawn in the storage room? Because this is mountain, it's just a mechanic in the game that mountain tiles are eligible to be infested. And so that's just exactly what happened, is infestation got triggered on it. So they infested it. But just a mechanic in the game. Alright. Yeah, just like any of the random events that can happen, they have different ways they can target. You can also have drop pod raids pop in where they'll just slam through the roof and do that. That anything that isn't considered thick mountain tile, you can be drop pod raided through. With some exceptions, like you can't be drop pod raided into this space because it's considered occupied. So I could do a thing where I zigzag barricades the whole place, and you can make it immune to drop pod or to infestation, but then all your people walk slowly over it. So I definitely don't want to deal with that if I don't have to. Alright, so... let's go here, copy the settings, get all you configured for weapons. They're still configured for that. All the others were just basically generic storage, whatever. Yeah, so this shelf, because it got broken, they're allowing me to store wood in there. I actually think that's fine for like a shelf or two to be able to store the raw materials in it. I just don't want all of them where all that crap stuffs up the whole place. It's actually probably not a bad idea. Okay, we now have more components that are split between tiles. Alright, so White Jaguar will be in a coma for about a day because we just changed their biology to be fast runner and all that as well. Captain Brody is in labor. So we have an 89% chance of a healthy baby, a 7.5% chance of a sick baby, a 3.1% chance the baby doesn't make it, and a 0.6% chance that Captain Brody doesn't survive. It's probably fixed, but it used to be able to stop raids and infestation with stuff like ritual spots. I hadn't heard that one before. I do know there's ways that you can abuse a lot of it. Okay, so the toxic fallout is done. So we'll allow sowing of the crops. So Soul Adams is now going to be really busy as they attempt to start regrowing everything. Oh, right, we have the small thing there. Okay. Speaking of which, 3 more days so we can try and get fast healing out of you. And do we get ourselves a new colonist? You're physically starving while giving birth. Childbirth cancel. I don't think that's how that works. There was a 0.5% chance of Captain Brody dying while having that kid. A 0.5% chance. RimWorld. Alright, so let's quickly... That really sucks, because that was our construction person. So we're gonna go Misk, Sarcophagus. We're gonna make it out of limestone so it's not flammable. Who is our other person who can do construction? Congratulations, you now do construction as your primary responsibility. You are going to be hauled into the freezer. Well, we did get a healthy baby. So with that, who gets to be the brand new baby? Congratulations. So Pronger is there, and there we go. It's just join. Exclamation mark join. I usually... Can I still pin that message? Is it too far back? Yeah, so pin... Until I manually remove it. That's on me. I usually keep that pinned so people don't have to ask about it. There you go. Alright. So that does mean we no longer have a religious leader. Where is the body? Where is Captain Brody's body right now? No, don't do that. Storage. I already said no colonists. Yeah, so set aside Captain Brody and go bury you immediately. Because we bury them in the freezer before they have a chance to have like any decaying or rot or anything like that, then we have the chance of potentially resurrecting them later. Versus if they rot, well, they're not as viable. We can actually cremate corpses now as well, so we don't even need that zone up there anymore. Make sure you don't accidentally have some random home zone out there. Alright. I was waiting for it to be like mech resurrection serum and be like, really? Alright, so who was your partner? Because we have someone here who's really going to be upset. Your friend died. Alright, so Usei is the one who needs some moral support. Unfortunately, I can't make either of those our religious leader, so it falls on Kira Liz to do it, who's really bad at it. And you physically can't, so it's going to be Kira Liz is going to be our new religious leader, which is
Take a sip.
really bad because they have terrible social. Alright. You never get resurrection serum on saves where I need it. Oh yeah, no, it's super rare. Alright, so your role has changed, so you now have the Oh, you don't actually, because you gain it then. Alright. Well, that's really less than ideal. So... what we're gonna try and do is when Ursay gets up, we're gonna try and have Kirliz talk them into not being sad about this anymore. We also could do a funeral. Yeah, we'll wait for Ursay just to wake up so they don't get interrupted sleep, because they're already gonna have a bunch of mood penalty. Why are you throwing up? What's your deal? Oh, having a baby. That'll do it. Transport pod crash. Ooh. I can work with this. Oh, so someone set to care for the baby? They should all have childcare set. Yeah, so everyone's set for 1 on childcare, so they should take care of the baby. Alright. So peg leg's not my favorite, but having high social and like jogger is really good. That person has potential in a lot of different ways. Honestly, with as many kids as we're having, yeah, we'll work on them. Well, actually, let's check. So, Union of the Wreck. Is that one of those ones that we can manage to potentially flip real soon? No, they're nowhere near it. We'll go ahead and try and recruit this person. Jogger the peg leg? Yeah, but at least peg leg is fixable kind of thing. So, we'll work on that for now. Meanwhile, what was the other thing I was right about to do? Oh, right. Let's try and have the funeral. So we have an 18% of heartwarming, 55 of good, 20 of lackluster, and 6.8 of terrible. So pretty much, if we get one of the better ones, that can really take the sting out of things. Why are you not participating? We'll wait till people wake up. Got a couple more people who need to wake up, and then we'll do the funeral real fast. Because that can do a lot to counteract the negative from, disease, sleeping sickness. Game. I don't like you sometimes. It's fine. It's covering the one that's the most important. Meanwhile, we're going to go out here. We're going to take the outer area out of being part of the home zone because there's nothing flammable out there anymore. That side is all going to be part of it later. Worry about that later. But basically, we're just setting this all to not be home zone. Because home zone is mostly about just setting where you clean and where you put out fires. And now I've got our fire break, I don't have to worry about up there. So it's mostly that way we stop cleaning the mud. Mad Tortoise. I will choose to ignore that for a while. Lackluster Funeral of Faith. Excellent. How's that make your mood go? -1. Hey, Kirliz. Oh, you can't support them right now. Have I tried Last Epoch yet? No, I did Last Epoch on the stream. We did a playthrough. I know who died. Captain Brody died having a kid. The kid made it, but Captain Brody did not. Which was a 0.5% risk. It's only 0.5% we lost the roll. Did you like it? Yeah, I enjoyed it. We've had pretty bad luck with action RPGs in the channel. That one did okay for a little bit, and then dropped off pretty hard. That's not surprising. It was well outside the normal style of games I play on the channel. You think about getting it? Yeah, no, it's good. If you like action RPGs, it's good. So, sleeping sickness is more a disease of extreme inconvenience. It can kill you, but it's really not that... The risk is fairly low. The issue is it takes forever to deal with. Okay, so you've got all that smoothed out, you've got all this. So once we get these last rooms smoothed out, we'll be good there. You're a huge Diablo fan? Then you'll probably like it. And if you enjoy games like Diablo or Path of Exile or Torchlight, it's right in line with those. Actually trying to think of where I'd put it in the spectrum between all those games. I don't really know exactly where I'd line it up. Yeah, so the big thing that sucks is Captain Brody was our primary construction person. The good news is we mostly mined out everything we intend to mine. So the person who was dealing with the mining no longer needs to focus on that, so we were able to easily switch them over. But still, losing someone working on stuff around here. Oh, you're mining? Oh, okay, I guess you do mine. Okay. Yeah, there's not a whole lot, so yeah. I'll actually put you to hunt. I don't hunt very often. Oh, solar flare, right. I was like, we should still have power. Kira lives on a 7 stream streak. So, thank you so much for the continuing catching in all those streams and all that. It means a whole heck of a lot. She says, I played PoE for a while, but it got too complicated. Yeah, no, that's fine. I would say Lost Ark is more Diablo than Path of Exile. That was an upsetting RimWorld day. Yup. RimWorld do that. Okay, we can put a door here for that area, but the way actually, it will let me put it there right now, and there right now, and there, and here. We're gonna start closing off another part of the perimeter. And meanwhile, are there any animals specifically here I would like to bring into the fold? We could do the alpaca if we cared about wool, but I'm more concerned about meat. Or an animal I could use that'll help defensively. Have you not researched stone cutting? No, I've researched it. We got stone walls I'm putting up here. The problem is I can't put stone walls here because all of that is swamp, so I'm not allowed to build there. Oh yeah, no, the problem is, like, all the ground here is crap, so I cannot put stone walls on it. I have to moisture pump to fix it. Yep, no, I'm building wood. Because I can't build stone very many places. Basically, think of it as a swamp tile, because it is. Like, literally all of this red, blue, and yellow, I cannot build stone on. So we're gonna depend very heavily on trying to, trying to get there. Let's see, let's see. We could get an architect leg, and I just have to fight 4 man-hunting cats at a nearby location. Yes. Because I know we have 1 person with a peg leg. Alright, so world map. You completely forgot about the limits? Yeah, no, I gotcha. Form caravan, go up here. Come back, accept. And who are we going to send? Well, you're gonna go because you're our melee person. Usei and Chuck 49er will come here. Come with them. You need to stay behind. And Chaotic Awesome. That should be way overkill for what we need. But that's fine. So haul that inside right away. Now let's try and remember. Do we have a peg leg or anything like that already? No. But the person we're bringing in right now does have peg leg. Does you know what you'll focus on first once you get the moisture pump? Not really. Like, we'll definitely put down multiple moisture pumps to try and deal with them. Oh, we got people with sleeping sickness. You're not going on the caravan. And the rest of you can. So we're going to ditch our melee person, but the rest of the team is going to go on the caravan. Yeah, I mean, realistically with the moisture pump, we're just going to be working on trying to clean up most of this area. It'll be a very slow roll since there's so much to clean up. The big thing we're going to try and do is avoid picking up the moisture inside the kill box. Yep. No, that's the way it rolls when you're having kids in the game. There's always that risk that, you know, one of the kids, as you try and have kids, that some of them don't, like, the parents don't make it through. 0.5% is not 0. Especially since we also have Kira Liz at danger as they get older. Usei isn't here, so we can't try and deal with that. Starvation on who? Pronager is starving. Feed the baby. Oh, I really hope we have food for you. I just suddenly came to the realization... Oh yeah, we got plenty of baby food. Have you learned how to de-age you yet? No, it takes a long time to research because we're tribal. We're pretty close. I need to get that, then bioregeneration. So we're close to having it. So we're working on it. But especially with everything else going on, we're not getting as much research done as I would like. And everyone having sleeping sickness does not help our cause very much. In real life, me has back pain, but Pawn Me can cure it. Yeah, the moment we start de-aging you, we could try taking the healing mech serum and just knocking that down. Just keep cycling you through de-aging till you're not in danger of just getting it right back immediately. All right. Who's the peg leg? Oh yeah, the prisoner has it. I thought we had a second one, but we only have one person missing a toe. But yeah, so we have the prisoner, which we're gonna recruit after we convert them. If we can convert them and then get them their Architect leg and everything, that is a person that I could see having take over as the moral guide, since they have very high charisma. Or not charisma, speech, whatever. Social, that's the one. Why are people starving so much? Oh, right, because, like, literally everyone is dealing with sleeping sickness. That's right. Who is our warden, and... Please deliver food to the prisoner. Yeah, so our cook is also among those. And is not currently winning the battle against their sleeping sickness. Is Chuck still the same, different ideology? Yeah, because we don't have anyone with any real social skill. Really? Again? So if you're wondering why I'm saying again, you'll notice the psychic drone thing I'm supposed to defeat isn't here. Which is like the third time we've run into this. So the thing we've learned from the last couple times is don't delete the site to fix it right away. Let our pawns get out of there. But then I need to delete that site from existing. Yeah, no, it's been bugging every single time we've had to caravan away on this run, and I don't know why, because we don't have any, like, new mods or anything. But it keeps bugging out every single time. And why did you run out of food? I sent you the whole bunch of food. Maybe something got updated? Not that I've seen. But it'd be extremely frustrating for such a glaring problem. So we're well outside the tile. Winner of the map biome mods? No, I don't think so. I think it's just we're getting these spawning locations in like full-on swamp. And a lot of people deliberately avoid full-on swamp. Let alone such a big swamp. And I think that's just what's happening. So we have a psychic suppression. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go dev mode and we're going to remove it, because for those who missed what's happening is we keep running into having these bugs, so we'll delete the site and that should fix it. There, because we went in, we killed the cats, and normally there'd be a building there to destroy, but it didn't spawn. And it seems to be if it's like one or two... like it seems to be like one or two different tiles. It keeps choosing like a tile over here and over there that it keeps building stuff at. And so I think like literally what's happening is it just happens to be that tile on this seed doesn't have a place it can, you know, figure out. Alright, very last 13. You have fun with some progress on Void. Don't forget to have... Well, the quest is already complete. That's those ones you accepted it and it instantly completes. You could just leave the site for up forever. Yeah, so it's already cleared. You just have to wait a little bit after you destroy it. You're gonna die to sleeping sickness? I don't think I've ever run into that before. I mean, it's slow enough Cure Liz might have a chance to. We know what it could actually do. Man, use a Glitter World on sleeping sickness. Better than risking a death, honestly. You remember the feeling panic last time when it accidentally deleted half the pawns? Oh yeah. Luckily we were able to like Alt F4 and bring it back, because that was dev mode trying to fix a broken quest. And then almost everyone died, kind of. Like everyone got just deleted from existence because I didn't wait long enough for them to get away. I need you to get here. You're completely out of food. Because unfortunately our cook has been... like knocked down by sleeping sickness. Did you use a... No, never mind. You're not the one on glitter. I was like, did you use a Glitter World and then fail to do a good job tending? Okay, so that's 130% tend. Hopefully that catches us up. Alright. Why are you not cooking? Oh, that's not the bench. Okay, I got panicked. I was like, wait a second, why do I have, like, no recipes? I mean, it's because our cook physically isn't on here. So we'll say here, do until you have 50, and I worry about the other one. Toxic Spewer. Oh, don't. Not right now. Come on, game. That's not fair. I'm not in a position to move on that, and I need to. Let everyone recover for a minute. If you didn't see why it's don't. So it puts out a Toxic Spewer, which what's going to happen is it's going to kill my crops, which is going to make food dire. But we have everyone down with sleeping sickness right now. It's only 3 tribesmen, so we could definitely make the move, but the Mech Resurrection Serum, we can absolutely want to make that happen. So I'm going to give it a little time for people to recuperate real fast, because I don't have any food to bring with me either. Because our cook and our backup cook died. But we have our cook is down with sleeping sickness and is losing, well, was losing. I know, stop it. Stop it, game. No one's feeding the poor prisoner. Because all of our wardens have sleeping sickness. We're gonna let the countdown go a bit, but we are gonna go for it. We're gonna probably lose all our crops, and it's gonna be a whole big pain. The game is just tormenting me. Do you have drug making? No, I don't. Like, research is just not happening at all because half of our pawns have sleeping sickness, which is kind of like losing half of your pawns temporarily, but keeping their need for eating. And, like, it sticks around for, like, a whole season and a half. It's what makes it such an annoying to deal with. Don't feed them the baby food. Come on. Assign, manage restrictions, select restrictions, lavish. Do not feed people baby food, because now the baby has no food. Which means you have to get out of bed. And we need to put the baby... Okay, it says there's more baby food somewhere. Alright. As long as there's more baby food somewhere, that's the important thing. Right. Yep, no it is. Think you set the baby to get enough baby food? I don't think you can set it that way. Baby doesn't have the same assignments. Like, baby doesn't even show up on your assignments tab. So you cannot set the baby to not eat baby food. You can, well, I mean, you can actually. If you go here to this tab, you can take it away. But no, it's fine. All right. We're not gonna wait till like the very last second, because I'll miss it on accident. We have literally no food to bring with us. That won't spoil. So it's gonna be one of those ones you just get to run out there with a fistful of rice and just hope for the best. So at 3 hours, we're gonna accept it one way or the other. Alright, resurrection serum, yes. Oh, thank you for being right next door. Okay. There and back, except... Alright, so who is the ones who are not sick? Soul Adams needs to stay. Ursay will go. Kirliz needs to stay. Those ones need to stay. I think you can go and you can go. Yes, you didn't survive having a kid. We do have you locked in the freezer and are about to get a mech resurrection serum, though. I have a rooster? I didn't think any of them were still around. Let's check. Make sure none of these were ones that accidentally got to be worried about. No sleeping sickness on any of them. Pods arrived. Oh, we get it instantly. Okay, cool. Haul that. All right, change plan. Haul that back immediately. Open that up. And where did you go? You're down here. All right. If res, Uche will still be upset. I actually don't remember how that works. Okay, so you're winning against your sleeping sickness. You're winning. You are winning. Now that's fine. If it changes to there's a different condition we get on here. So we got lucky that they came back. They were not blind. They didn't get dementia. Now there's still a risk that after roughly a day or so that they'll get a new condition, like a new resurrection sickness. That if that happens, then they're dead. We could just delay it. So we're really hoping we don't get there. But that was the reason why we did this whole thing. Is that we're going to run over there and deal with the toxic thing real fast. We're having Soul Atoms continue planting anyway on the assumption that we will win this fight. Because we have to win this fight. Like, because I have to get rid of the toxic spew right away. So we did get lucky that the game just basically handed us stuff right away. Okay, are you still upset? Nope. You're just perfectly happy as can be. So you have a bow. There should be 3 tribesmen. And we're set up mostly short range other than chaotic awesome. So it's in our best interest to, like, pressure this on. Okay, so 1 person with a spear, 2 with a bow. So we do want to wait till we can just rush up to the perimeter. And get in close range on them. Where are you going, by the way? So running as fast as we can. Waste past and... Okay. Nah. There's no toxic spewer. Why is every one of these bugged? Okay, so we're grabbing all that. I'll actually take the nice mask. So once they leave the tile, I can get rid of it, but not sooner. It's weird. It's just none of those sites are working. Like, I fight the threat, but then the building that I have to destroy to resolve it isn't there to be destroyed. So I'm waiting till we're, like, way out of the tile. Okay. It is changing direction. Well, we're waiting till it's, like, actually pivots down so that there's no argument that it's still in the previous tile. Okay, switch direction. It should be safe for that tile. So let's once again go into dev mode. Go to world. And delete that location. Because I don't know why the game is doing it. It's only been this run. But it's been every one of those not the site we're at has cleared. So that should go away momentarily. And if it doesn't, then I've got to go and figure out dev... Okay, cool, it went away. I was say, because if it doesn't, I got to go into dev mode and figure out how the heck to get rid of the environmental situation. And I am waiting to delete that stuff until we successfully get in there and actually, you know, actually clear whatever the problem is. Like, fight the enemy. So, you know, that way it's on the up and up as best we can. Alright, so you're fine. You're fine. You'll be good in a day. You're fine. You're starving. Please feed your patient. Hey, Jay Walker, how's it going? Oh, it reset all your stuff, so let's get that all fixed as well. Actually, you know what? You can help cooking as well now. And all the people I would have talked to the ship are also not here to deal with it, but they'll be back in a moment. Alright. So everyone should be back. Getting back at board with everything here. We have got to get the food solved. And it's only a problem because one of our cooks died and our backup cook has sleeping sickness, so has been down forever. The good news is Soul Adams is getting everything harvested and moving forward. Alright. So everyone else is doing fine. Fixing the settings in those shelves. Okay. Now, we made no progress on our prisoner at all, whatsoever. Because we've been busy burning through. We have burned through over 100 tribal medicine treating the, between the sickness and all the other things going on. Alright, once you're done consuming the berries... Well, done consuming even more, I guess. Alright, so you should be out of here pretty soon, which will be good. Captain Brody should also be out of here pretty soon, which will be good. Because that'll at least get us someone cooking, even though Captain Brody's not particularly good at cooking. Alright, do we have any negative stuff showing up in Captain Brody? No. Not right now, okay? Game? If you could not do that for just a moment. Oh my god, it's actually like a sizable raid too. Alright, so schedule everyone into the danger zone. You kept all your equipment, right? Yeah, good. So what's gonna end up happening is, was he Black Moss in the green screen? I don't... Oh, this? That's the microphone. It's just struggling because I'm too far away because I keep slouching. I've been having a lot of difficulty lately with something is messing up. I don't know... Like, I don't know if, like, Elgato updated their drivers to, like, try to have it auto-adjust the lighting. You're not supposed to be attacking immediately. What is this crap?
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
They are attacking immediately with sappers. That sucks. Everyone get up. Everyone just do what you can. Stop breaking my walls.
Kill them all.
Nice base design. Thank you. Please don't light my crops on fire. We just came out of a toxic fallout followed by a toxic spewer thing. Lead love alone. Why are you murdering the prisoner? They're like all beelining for the prisoner. It's not even a quest prisoner. It's just straight up they don't like the prisoner. Stop. There's no reason to break the door. Go back to the hole you made in the wall. Alright. Okay. You are a careful shot who's really good at plants and incapable of caring, who has a drug addiction. That's fine. You go rescue that one. Oh, you can't. Just orders allow. So deal with that, and meanwhile, you go and get that door closed. I don't. Alright. Tend to them, so that's it. Wooden walls? Yeah, we're on a swamp tile. All that red, orange, and blue, I cannot build anything but wood on it. But yeah, actually we've had zero problems. You'll notice there's the big dark area around the sides. That's my fire break, so fire isn't that big of an issue. We've had no issues with fire, really. I know a lot of people are way more scared of fire than I am. Generally speaking, fire doesn't bother me all that much. It's like, I hear so many people go, oh my god, pyromaniac, that's the worst thing in the game. It's like, it's really not. It's really not. Okay, so change the plan. You're being released as soon as you're able. Don't do that. Of all the things you're gonna throw a fit over, minor pain is the deal breaker. It's gonna be the same with them. We're gonna release them both for reputation. You know the prisoner anymore? No, they lost an arm. So missing both an arm and a leg is like, you know what? I just don't want to deal with it. Because for whatever reason, the people rating went straight for the prisoner and just took their arm off. Pretty is the worst trait, especially if their misogynist meanders. I can see that. Why not want yak? They're a drug addict, and I just don't want to deal with them constantly throwing a fit over their addiction. Plus all the scars. I don't need to be picky. We got kids happening. Honestly, taking a bunch of negative values pawns can burn down your colony just as bad as having not enough. You guys end up creating a Fallout vault that makes the Japanese... We don't need to get into prisoner of war camps. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Are you happy now? You had your fight. You good now? I would like my people to be able to get better, because that sleep, like, honestly, it was the sleeping sickness that really kind of hurt us, because of just how long it takes you out of the situation. So you're doing fine by it. Could you just stop for 2 seconds, game? Alright. He can heal Exerum long? You can heal Exerum addiction. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, I don't really care that much. I could do the scars and maybe the addiction. I wouldn't want to use a heal mech serum on addiction, really. To me, that feels wasteful. I could use it on the scars. I don't think a heal mech serum can replace an arm. I've never tried. That would also feel wasteful, since you can just get a prosthetic or a bionic or whatever. Heal mech serum does not actually heal all. There are some things that heal mech serum will not fix. Like if you have the resurrection sickness, I do not believe it fixes that. There's conditions caused by your different stuff. So it's not a 100% fixes everything solution. It fixes most things. The very vast majority of things. Why are you up to 80 baby food? It's whatever. As long as you don't make more. Can it fix Luciferian dependency? I don't think so. I don't believe it can fix Luciferian addiction. Like that's the thing. A lot of the like really sketchy stuff it won't fix, but it is good for like if you have like malaria and you're gonna handily lose it, you can just slap it with some heal mech serum and make it go away. That's fine. Yeah, so that's exactly what I was talking about. Is it doesn't actually fix everything. It fixes most things. And it fixes a lot of real scary things, but it's not a one thing fix all. How are you doing on recovering from your sleeping sickness? Okay, so everyone should be fine and back out of sleeping sickness soon. We can go ahead and let people back out from medical emergency on you, sleeping sickness extreme. Okay, you're fine. I was like, don't say that. All right. But it can fix all the things that it can normally fix on a pawn. Like the pawn can be missing all of its limbs and bad back. You get fully. So you'd need to do healing mech serum cures one thing at a time. So if we went to we don't have the prisoner anymore. If we went to the prisoner, we had the whole list. First, it would cure like those minor injuries. Like a bruise would be like the first thing it would fix. And then it would cure like bad back, I think, is like the next kind of thing it would fix, and then it'd cure like, or I think scars would be next, and something like bad back, and all that stuff. Yeah, but it's only one per thing, so I would have had to have burned all 3 mech serums just to get that pawn to not have any existing problems after they recovered, I think. Like people overestimate how powerful they are. Like they're super good. Like they are. But they're not as good as people think they are. Apparently missing limbs are first? Gotcha. That's the thing I couldn't remember, is if they could fully replace an arm. As life-threatening sleeping sickness. And now They should recover momentarily. They'll be fine. We just gotta wait a couple more seconds. Yeah, I would still feel like using a healing mech serum to replace an arm, unless you're like lone survivor kind of thing, feels like a waste. Yep, no, I'm not bothering to re-equip them because they will probably go down again or potentially go down again while I wait for them to recover. Okay, so I didn't want to bother re-equipping them, just have it immediately get dropped again. Meanwhile, build the door first, please. But yeah, healing mech serum isn't a cure-all, fix all your problems. It's not that powerful. It's very powerful, but not quite to that extreme. Oh, don't hunt them. I got a billion panthers on the map. And one is inside here and needs to be dealt with once people are healing. Does that pawn have immunity to sleeping sickness for the rest of the game now? No. It's like in real life, just because you get the flu doesn't mean you're immune to the flu. You're immune to that individual strain of the flu. And you're not even necessarily immune to it so much as you're far less likely to get it. Okay, so recycle. Yes, if we get to bionic spines, that would fix it. Like, genuinely, if I can get the de-aging stuff, I'm just gonna de-age you down, and then I'm going to use one of the healing mech serums to get rid of bad back. Because that, to me, is an actual good use of a healing mech serum, is to get rid of bad back. Because the bionic spine is kind of right in line with the regular spine. So to me. Let's see, does heal mech serum cure RimWorld addiction? No. It weirdly makes it worse. Advanced bionic spines are the best. That's a mod. The moment you get into mods, you could say that mod is the best because all mods are better than the base. Not really. Most mods give you unbalanced options. But yeah, Advanced Bionics is not part of the base game. Nope. So Archotech? I don't believe there is an Archotech spine in the base game either. There is Archotech. I just don't believe Archotech spines. Like, we can actually look at that real fast. If we go to research and go to the... Well, actually, we can't check, because we look here. There's Bionic Spine. But yeah. That's just it. That is one of those things that... I'm not going to say tiresome, I don't want to over-represent it. It is one of those things that's, like, frustrating as a content creator. Just feel like, why don't you do this? Like, that's a mod. Why did you do that? That's also a mod. Why did you do that? That is also a mod. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, advanced spines are part of the EPOE or the other mod. Archotech limbs are in the base though. Yeah, you have Archotech legs, eyes, and arms in the base game. I think that's all the Archotech parts and all that. Yeah, you cannot make Archotech stuff in the base game. Archotech does have a spine. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure that is a mod, Luxray. Like I'm very, very, very much believing that's a mod. Like I've got over 1,000 hours in the game, and I've never seen one, so I'm gonna go with that's a mod. Is the way I'm gonna go with that. And they also rarely mod in any meaningful capacity with that stuff, whereas a lot of people mod. And then it's just easy to lose track of what is and isn't a mod in the game. Inspired trade. They all got annoyed when the baby cried for a moment. That's bionic spine, not Archotech. There's a difference. Bionic spine is the equivalent to the same thing. You said Archotech. That's the difference. But yeah, we can make a bionic spine, and it's almost an exact equivalent to a normal spine. Yep. Legs, arms, and eyes are the Archotech stuff. And you can't make them in the game, you have to get them from quests, or on the very rare occasion find them. Mostly it's quests, though. The whole point of the conversation, though, is Archotech spines aren't a thing. So my choice is to replace the biotech spine. Yeah, sometimes they sell them on that. But to replace the biotech spine with a biotech spine or to heal mech serum. And honestly, between the two, like, the biotech spine would be the less expensive of the two, in my opinion. But for me, it's worth it to slap them with the heal mech serum to fix a bad back, so long as you de-age them so they don't just get it back instantly. Alright. Where would be a good place for us to make another room that we could put the de-aging stuff in? Because that can be pretty space-consuming once you get like 4 or 5 of them going. Apparently the Biosculptor could just straight up fix bad back? Interesting. That's those ones I haven't tested, because I rarely deal with bad back, because usually I'll de-age people before they get it. Alright, well then what we could do is we could de-age and all that stuff. Off the bottom of the medical room, there's some stone there. This is true. Like, I'll have to have, like, a spot of wood down there. I don't care about Rooster 48, I'm gonna be honest with you. So you go here. Cut across there. We'll have to have a little bit of wood down here. Can I just go right to... Sometimes you can go right to building the wall, sometimes you can't. Yeah, so get all that smoothed out and fixed and all that, and then we'll tear down this wall and progress that more. Okay. Yeah, we could expand the room down this way a bit. And then we could put, like, easily some of the regeneration things down here. Too bad you couldn't put sterile tile on the bridges. No, I think it's a reasonable balance thing that is like the entire difficulty of Marsh, is that it's so limiting. If you didn't have all those limitations, the moisture pump here would be a totally useless thing. So I honestly think it's totally fine being a big negative you gotta deal with. Because like being able to bypass so much of that will undermine really the thing that differentiates this one tile. Because you can also have the difference, if you don't like it, choose a different biome. That's the entire thing about the marsh, is disease and the ground sucks. You're saying on the bridges for that. No, I get that. But, like, the bridges aren't that big of a cost. I think the real reason they don't let you just, build on that as well is because if they did let you just put down, like, the bridge and then put, like, sterile tiles or stone or something on top of it, should the tile be flammable or not, and how does that work in the code? And if we go on the code side of it, we have to take that consideration, because the way this is working here is when you put another tile on top of that, the floor doesn't have the concept of layering to it. It just says, I am a this floor. So I could make a bridge, put on the sterile tile, and then when I remove the sterile tile, it would just be a normal floor again, like a normal dirt floor or whatever. You'd be able to, like, cheese your way around it. And you go, okay, well, they should store that, but that means every single individual tile on the map would now need to have 2 values it stores for the type of ground it is. So it's just easier to be like, yeah, no, just don't worry about it. You'd be bloating the object of the tiles of floor if you had to do that, because there's already the object sitting on top of it. There's that. I think that's actually the reason it took them so long to make the shelves, is because it does the thing where it's 3 things on one tile. So a way to make better bridges, like research for it or something, would be nice. People do make stone bridges. This is true. You could potentially have it be a later research to make a stone bridge or a metal bridge or something like that. But make the bridge cost prohibitive and slow to build kind of thing as the balance of it. Because again, I wouldn't want the thing where you could just slap a wood bridge and then build something on top of it, because then this biome means nothing. Like, you've taken one of the 2 primary difficulties and just said, what if we didn't have that? At which point my counter answer is, you should just play on a different tile then, because you took away one of the major concerns. And this isn't like, you know, trying to be like, oh, you didn't play it right or whatever. It's, you want the game to have different challenges you can face. And that would potentially take there. Alright, so you're in labor. So please do not die. You have a 2% chance of dying. Should you make your colonists a set of flak armor? Generally, you do want to make them whatever armor you have available. Flak being one of the better options earlier on. Yeah, no, generally, if you've got the components and steel to support making it, make it. If you don't, then there's that whole consideration to have. %2 is 4 times as 0.5. Absolutely does. You think it's skip flak pants? People have different opinions on that. Healthy baby. Excellent. Good job. And with that, we will draw the next name. So, Moriarty, welcome to the colony. Let's just slide you right over here. And the number of the babies in the colony grows. I just realized I put that door. Let's move that right over there. That should be more enough cribs for what we're doing. Okay. Starvation on you. And it's not cool that you're just leaving the baby laying there all upset. It's not exactly what I had in mind, but okay, I guess. There's no... Okay. I just... Whatever. Is that just the kid's room now? It's not even her baby. Wait a second. Okay. Did... What? You are correct. That's not even... It's fine. I'm not going to worry about... Oh, you automatically got the, Oh, no, you didn't. So, interestingly, it marks it as Night Tux. Didn't give them the benefits of Night Tux. Which, Night Tux is the, one of the ones we've been doing genetic experimentation. Veggie cookie? No. Alright. So food is starting to stabilize again, which is good. We got a whole bunch of bedrolls now, so that's also positive. And we're starting to build our wall out here. This needs to be deconstructed. Meanwhile, I can go over here. And just cut that chunk of the mountain away. Just so no one caves a roof on themselves right now. Alright. You think your bedrooms are too hot? They are. But I could put a passive cooler in all the rooms, and that would be one thing. Or I could pop a hole and put a bunch of ACs. It's not well designed for cooling the whole space off. And since it's only the kids who really get upset about it, I'm putting the cribs in here mostly. Honestly, you know what we ought to do? Oh, you need a chair in here, that's right. Furniture. It's a good quality. Are these, like, not good qualities? Alright, that's fine. Yep. I forgot to put the chairs in there. But yeah, so I'm thinking we just put those in there. And honestly, this last crib, we might move someplace else. I don't know where. Just basically get it out of the way. You know, like a fancy chair? We could make an armchair. I almost never do. We don't have any human leather. Nor will we likely at any point in this run. The only way that happens is if a drop pod drops human leather here. So just go ahead and disassemble that so we can... make sure they actually seal that up. Okay, and we will reinstall the pen marker down here. It's not going to do anything yet. But when we close it off, this will become our pen. We don't have any cannibals. They're not welcome here. It is, I think I've said this before, I actually get really tired of all the cannibal memes with RimWorld. It genuinely makes me not want to play the game after a while, because it's just so over the top and constant. And I get it, they let you do it and whatnot. No, I get you're joking, but it's just... It's one of those things that you know when you play RimWorld, you're going to be dealing with cannibalism jokes constantly throughout the entire time you're playing, and it makes you not want to play. It kind of draws out people being edgy, and I don't want to deal with that. Like, that's the thing. The jokes happening is one thing, it's just so so often that you're like, look, please. Just, please. Yeah, no, I'm not, like, this isn't me trying to, like, single you out or anything like that. It is one of those things that very much, unfortunately, with the game, is just the nature of the game's culture. I think a bit built there. Do you have toys for the babies and kids? Pure Liz has reached the age of 69 and has gained Frail. So now you have both Frail and Bad Back. So you have a minus 60% movement speed. Like I said, RimWorld says 70 years old, straight up ancient. Bad Back plus Frail equals Luciferum? No. Bioregeneration. If we do end up having to get to the point of Luciferum, I actually do have a bit of Luciferum laying around. But, I'm not that worried. Like, right now, with the age of the person, I'm not going to worry about doing the Lucy. Looks like the Bionic Spine might be a better choice. I mean, we'll just... First, we gotta de-age them. Like, we're not gonna worry about anything else until we de-age them, because otherwise, we'll de-age them and we'll just get it back kind of thing. Bionic Spine would be better, just because it's less expensive, or better how? Because Bionic Spine has pretty much the same stats as a natural spine, if I recall. Alright, everyone is awake. Conversion ritual. Do you have the biosculpting thingy? Not yet, we're trying to research it. It's just that sleeping sickness set us back for a while. Because just, when you get sleeping sickness... Oh. That's gonna not go well. Considering Kirliz didn't even make it hardly. Ineffective. Cool. That's because it took Careless so long to get there. Wouldn't Bionic Spine make them immune to getting bad back trait? This is true. But, I mean, if I de-age them, they're also immune to getting the trait as long as I keep de-aging them, which is what you usually do. I mean, pretty much I got a solution that doesn't cost me any materials. I have them. They're just blowing up my wealth. And I can't tell you the number of times I get the mech healer serums and resurrection serums, and they just sit locked away, waiting to be used. That means keep them asleep for about a week? That's fine. We're gonna keep de-aging them constantly. It's fine. The thing is, their advanced age in RimWorld, right now, Kirliz is at risk of having a heart attack and simply dying. So I really have to de-age them. Because even if I go and I hit them with the Lucy and it fixes both of them, more likely they'll die from old age, you know, before the Lucy will fix both problems. 'Cause it takes a while for the Lucy to fix problems. Yeah, no, you can get to 80, but the moment you start getting in the upper 90s to 70s, you're just an RNG roll away from having a heart attack. Like, the game is really hostile about having any age. Oh, well, biosculpting? No, Lucy is forever. Once you get on Lucy, you have committed for life. I think you've even committed in death. I can't remember. I think if you resurrect someone who's died of Lucy addiction, they come back with the Lucy addiction, too. I'm not as confident in that one. Like, Lucy is forever. 3 colonists for a full season. And you'll take me to 1 point shy of maxed out. If I were to do that, who would I send? Chucky 49er can go. Chaotic Awesome can go. Honestly, I could see sending Kira Liz as well. Because I don't think they can have a heart attack or anything while they're away. So I think we do that. So that basically means I don't have to worry about them dying for a little while. Now granted, it'll probably be a couple in-game years before that becomes a real risk. Where are you at? Alright. Yep, you can have babies while they're away. We did that on a run on accident one time. Which just means they came back with the baby. Alright, so now we are allied with the Empire. So that's fine. So set owner, Roger. Set owner, Moriarty. We can stop that nonsense. Reinstall this. We'll just plop it in there. Basically, moving all like the baby stuff into this room. But the hope is that we'll get the research knocked out here to then get bioregeneration. And then we can start like doing the process like de-aging people and, you know, fixing them up, that kind of stuff. Do I have toys in there? I actually don't. I've built the toys before. I haven't seen them do much of anything. Yeah, so it fixes their, like, play need. But I seldom have problem with that. Yep, I'll need a multi-analyzer as well. So I've got that, and we can go ahead. So we'll put some toys there. You know, it's gonna put a bench back here, but instead we'll put the multi-analyzer right there, and that'll be fine. Unless I could shove it down in this corner, be in range, which it probably will be. Because then I have a room for a bench there. We could shove this down here. I'll have a room for a bench there. Yeah, no, we already have them. I've used those for a while. I think about the baby's room, base next to what was written. It's when they play with the children. You're kind of starving, but an infestation showed up. Yep. I've kind of already packed this room too tight. Ultimately, the adults will play with them anyways. I'm not too worried about, like, honestly, I've never had problems maintaining the play stat at all. And they still make it so you have to have the adult play with the kid for it to count as play. So I haven't really noticed it being a difference. Now, it could be that it just fills up the play bar a little bit faster, but it feels like such an infrequent concern. Because we don't even have a play bar here to worry about. Or here. So I wonder if it's meant to be a mechanic that just didn't happen. There you go, there's the play bar. It seems like as long as the parent plays with them, it's not a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. Like, I've in all my time messing with it, I've never had issues with that. Unless, like, all my colonists are down, at which point, you know, the kids starving is more important than their lack of play. Alright, Shaman Caravan. But they're also just cute decor. Well, that's the reason I'm putting them down here. It'll be like some plays, like play stuff in the dining/rec room. Hey, the follow. Welcome to stream. Who's our highest social right now? Oh, they're all terrible. That's the situation. I understand. Go talk to them. Okay, so you can have your little bit of side T. I don't want the goats. We've got all these, and these are fine. So you really don't need much of anything. I don't want anything. Alright. Yeah, no, we're just building them here. They're not a high priority. You want to keep the Lucy, but that's you? I've never had anyone like just take Lucy because they can. I don't actually think they will. Maybe if they have chemical fascination, they might be able to do that. But I don't have anyone with chemical fascination right now. You know, versus Luciferum can be very powerful if you need it. If I was actually worried about that, I could easily just tuck the Luciferum in there. I thought they could take it as a break. I don't think I've ever seen that. Like maybe it's a break that can only happen if you have chemical fascination. I genuinely don't know. I'm not particularly worried. If I do have an animal, if I had an animal take Luciferum, like eat it, I'd just slaughter the animal and be done with it. Or, you know, use the animal if it's one that could be a combat animal. Just throw them right in the front line to, you know, help it sort itself out. As it were. Get my mileage out of it. Yeah, no, I'm not worried about that. And how are we doing on our power grid? We still have 1,400 extra power. Don't really need to worry. Captain Brody is building the roof up here. Alright, bioregeneration's next. So let's go, actually. I won't be able to do that quite yet, so Misk. So that is in range. So we're going to drop that down here. So we're not going to choose that right now. The reason I'm not choosing that right now is until we have the this built. We can't work on it. So I'm going to prioritize it, but I'll let them start some research while I think. Sure, Lucy Thrumbos or elephants would kick some butt. Yep. Until you lose track of the fact that they haven't gotten their hit of Lucy in a while and they go berserk. Alright. You're gonna be upset for being hungry. Oh, interesting. I didn't think it was. Alright, so with that, we didn't even get any points there in bioregeneration again. Then we'll need fabrication next. It's the only way to fix it? Yeah, so you probably want to immediately put someone in cryosleep the moment you see that they get it. And then, you know, hit them with the Mech Resurrection Serum as soon as you can get your hands on some. Mechanoid Cluster. Alright, so they do have a mortar, so I can't just ignore this one, because they will just mortar the crap out of me. The good news, they are bunched up really well. So if I can run up enough to drop an EMP, like, in the middle of this, we can knock this out pretty easily. Now, the downside is I don't really have much cover to work with. So what's going to happen is Lord Love here is going to grab the EMPs. I'm going to keep the kid out of it. Do not fire at will. Hey, Alanorama, how's it going? Can I get a shout out for Alanorama? Ooh. I will deal with you in a minute. Psychic Droner Machine, 3-man hunt cats. Yeah, we'll definitely do that in a minute. Sarcasm. I hate mortars, honestly. Yeah, but can I get a shout out for Alana Ram? There we go, thank you. Alana Ram is an absolutely fantastic content creator, a fellow member of the Halcyon Frequency stream team, but pretty much plays RimWorld very heavily, among other games, but RimWorld is kind of like the big thing they play a lot in their channel. So what we're going to try and do is I want to try and run up, and Lord Love is going to lead this charge, and we're going to just try and put an EMP grenade right there. That will leave one of the Tesserons to roam free, but the plan is, while everything else is going down... Yeah, so you're going to have to take 2 steps forward. Where everything else is going to go down, the melee is going to rush the Tesseron or anything that escapes the EMP. And everyone else is going to do that thing where they start shooting lots of bullets at everything. Alright. So, you two rush that one. Alright, so you're going to have to step 4 tiles forward. And then try and drop that grenade as fast as possible. Literally, you hit all of them. Okay, we can work with this. Get the grenade out, please. That was actually not as bad as I thought it was. Please land at least 1 grenade over here. I forgot they're not set to fire at will anymore. Hit that, please. Thank you. All right. So you start shooting that. Cool beans. Everyone starts shooting this. The 2 melee, get out of here. I was a bit too ambitious. You lost your leg. I can actually work with that because I have a spare leg just laying around. I did not think you're going to explode. Survive it, White Jaguar. You're probably fine, right? Okay, so you go carry them back. You're in relatively good shape. Yes. That was not the smoothest. But we do have an Architect leg literally just laying around. So... we're just getting you an upgrade. It just is taking a fairly elaborate way of doing it. Don't worry about it. Alright, so... the only one in immediate danger is... White Jaguar, which are rushing back to the hospital as fast as we can. We're going to hit them with some proper medical care. I really need you to get back here, like, right now. There we go. Upgrading with explosions? Yeah, pretty much. Don't rest. Tend to the injured. Where did you go? Oh, you're feeding the kid. That's fair. You are alive. Please feed the starving person who's downed. Disease, infection. Let's see, is that room being opened to the under construction area? Increase the risk of infection? This? Probably not that much. Yeah, because it's considered clean. Yeah, I think you'll be alright. Worst case, I do have some Glitter World laying around if need. Starvation. I understand. You're trying to take care of all the children yourself. Feed you. And then we'll have to figure out where your weapon went. Right, and we get another Resurrection Mech Serum, which I really would like, because it's always good to have one of those in your pocket. We're just going to try and drag this out a little bit longer before we accept it. Ooh, Plasteel Spear. I don't even know when we got that as an option. Maybe make the babies only eat baby food? I'm not super worried about that. I could. Let's hit you with the glitter just to be safe. It's probably overkill, but dying because you're being 24% with Glitter World? Are you joking me? Come on, man. Let's see, Alana says you have 2 resurrection serums in one of your colonies, and of course their first death was a kidnapping. Yep, that's RimWorld. Or losing to an infection because your people are so bad at stuff that they're failing with the Glitter World treatment. And my religious leader is not here to deal with, like, give them a preach word heal. Go ahead and take the Plasteel Spear. Yeah, so, yeah, no, it's painted floor. Yep, it's just flat, like, smooth stone painted. It's gonna be close, and I can't cryo sleep them or anything. There's nowhere to cryo sleep them. Is it a good color? It is. We might still be able to save this. It's not... It's going to require really, really good tend. I know. I'm waiting for the moment you get to recover. Please. Okay, and you're our best doctor. Do it now. Please, where are you? Should have had you standing by. Be like 150%. 130? Oh, I don't know if that's going to be enough. Alright, before we forget, you're going to Psychic Droner. I'm probably going to need that Mech Resurrection Serum, so we'll just go ahead and accept that for a moment. Okay, we're gonna be alright. Okay, we're gonna be fine. Ursay is gonna make it. Take you back off the good stuff. Meanwhile, where did your weapon go? Where did your weapon go? It should be on these shelves here. I remember what you were equipped with. Exotic goods trader ship going by. It doesn't really matter. Everyone's terrible at social out of this colony. Alright, so we can have you facilitate the trade. You had the revolver. There you go. Okay, you can have the Sighty. I'd like your components. So you got furry and pig ears. Very happy. Could be fun. So how many body parts are you missing now? Just your leg. Ooh, we could get a pollock seed. Take the elephant tusks. The pollock seed's also good, but I don't have enough money for what we're already getting. So, the very happy gene can be a fun one. Because it gives a predisposition to being really happy. But the pollock seed is also something we can take advantage of. Let's bring that down to what I can afford. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. It's the, grab you. Bank it immediately. So we've got 3 in there and 2 in there. We'll need more here. Why did you leave that there? You really felt like that's the place that should go? So deconstruct that wall. All that. And then we can go and reconstruct that wall. Just to block it off as best we can, so no one can throw a tantrum and destroy it. Okay, so once we got our people back up, we'll go send our caravan over there. And you're honestly in good enough shape that we can go to health. Do not fail this surgery. Excellent. The odds of failing that surgery is very low. Yeah, no, he got caught in the explosions of the mechs. I forgot that the mortar also explodes. And so I didn't get him clear of the explosion in time, and then immediately followed up with another explosion, so... He had a bad day. Alright. So with that, we do have the psychic droner we need to deal with. We can't just ignore that forever. Don't care about that, so deal with the psychic droner. And so we're going away team. We shouldn't have to worry, so Lord Love can go, Uche can go, Captain Brody will stay behind, Soul Adams will stay behind, and White Jaguar will go. That should be fine. So it'll be 3 and 3, because they're fighting cats. So we're not super worried about the danger posed to them. We kept Captain Brody behind so she can continue to build out this wall. And then we kept Soul Adams behind so he can keep growing the crops. And then Illicit NZ is a child. So staying behind because child things. We should be able to feed everyone because there's plenty of baby food here for the kiddos. Just make sure everyone's set to urgent. Alright, chat. So what's going to end up happening here is I hear that my wife just got home. So I'm going to take a quick 2-3 minute break and all that to welcome my wife home, grab, dinner and all that, and I'll be right back up here. So thank you again for tuning in. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and I'll see you then. Okay, we're bitten. We're dead. They got me in the forearm where I'd already had damage to my outfit. So, rip this character. They have perished. This is not the way I should have done this. Oh well, it's too late to turn around and rethink our choices. That is death right there. Bully, 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 bully. I don't know if that was a zombie hitting us or if that was us falling down. I am uncertain. You're showing me that this is perfect. Don't worry, chat. My paint job is perfect. My paint job is definitely not missing anything. The game says we're done here. I especially like, it'd be one thing if it was literally like that was painted, this is nice and uniform, except I got a bunch of like splash over here. Hey, I'm not gonna argue with the game logic. It's perfect. Okay. Stop. Why is it pitch black? What am I supposed to do? The whole thing just went pitch black instantly. I can see nothing. We had a marble meteorite just strike a duck and kill it. Okay. I get it. I get it, Cassandra. You didn't like that duck in particular. That duck in particular was a duck you decided did not deserve to live anymore. This duck, Duckling 11, Cassandra, not a fan. Just really didn't like the way the beak looked. There's something about it just really irked her. Alright. Of course. Of course. That's fine. It's good enough. Alright. Hey, train, could you not? Hey, train, please. Train. No. This is not my stop, train. I don't want to go this way. Let me free. Alright, so we're going to... Oh, God. And we just need to straighten it out and everything will be fine. Alright, I'm gonna do something I know is not gonna end well, but I'm gonna be cursed until it happens. You do your best, Semi. You got this, buddy. They're totally dead. Alright. We can do it. We can do it. I think I can. How's that gonna work? That's how that works. Excellent. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that box facing the wrong direction? You just can't do it? Here. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. There we go. Alright, and I'm back. Let's see. Oh, you did a really big stupid and product zomboid. You fell asleep in-game forgetting I had something in the oven cooking. Rip the world. Oh yeah. You can't wait for build 42? You're actually pumped for the animals? Yeah, it's gonna be, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to build 42. Now I have said many times that I think where a lot of people are treating it, thinking it's going to like completely change the end game and make it have like a proper end game. None of that do I necessarily agree with. I think what it's going to ultimately do is it's going to give you more variety of play, which is a good thing. But I do think we are still going to have the same problem of you reach end game and then go, now what? And then if you're someone who can fill in that now what, you'll be fine. If you're someone who has difficulty finding something to keep yourself interested in games like that, I think you're going to have the same experience you have now, just with a bit more options, which again is a good thing. Like, I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom about it. I'm just trying to be realistic. But I do think I'll definitely play it again. I don't envision myself putting in 1,000 more hours or anything like that. I genuinely think putting those kind of hours in Project Zomboid for me personally is done. But I can definitely see doing more playthroughs in Project Zomboid when Build 42 drops. I just don't have the desire to do the push for like thousands and thousands of kills and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so there should be 3 man-hunting cats right here. Build 42 Project Zomboid server community? I mean, we can see about it. We can put up a poll for it. So far I haven't had much response or like demonstrated interest so far as people in multiplayer stuff on not Project Zomboid, just in general. I am experimenting with doing community servers, but so far the first experiment has been pretty, not dead on arrival, but pretty low reception. Which, you know, whatever. We'll try another game or two and see how it goes. I think I have built my audience such that it very heavily is leaning towards single player, that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. I gave White Jaguar an Architect leg and said, hey, you know, I know you're just under anesthetic, but I need you to march and get ready for fighting. So poor White Jaguar is showing up in the front line, still heavily under the influence of anesthesia, and having to fight that way. But yeah, I can see potentially doing that. Like I said, we're gonna have a vote later this month for a community server for just whatever game. We'll figure it out. And you can go with that. Careless says, I'm hyped to join games as long as you own it. Yeah. Well, that was part of the reason we went with the farm sim is, as far as viewership on the channel, we were seeing a really high number of people were checking out farm sims specifically. Does that thing go boom on death? If it does, it'll be an EMP boom, not a boom boom. Alright. So items, grab the components and the plasteel. Don't worry about the regular steel. Let's see, you think you have Farm Sim 2013? You don't know why you have it? Probably got it through like Humble Bundle or something. Or caught on like some type of package sale or whatever. I mean, Farm Sim is a good game. I enjoy it. Like, genuinely, the hours I've been putting it in off stream, I could very easily see it catching up to Project Zomboid in hours played. Like, we're fast approaching like 1,000 hours in it. Yeah, no, it can handle it. That's fine. Growth mode for illicit NZ. You now are going to get your first passions and your first trait. So you get to choose 3 passions. Shooting is going to be one of them. Honestly, probably shooting, cooking, and crafting. And great memory or optimist. Ooh, that is a really hard call. So generally speaking, I would say if we're talking like meta min-maxing, that great memory is probably the winner. But like just having a permanent mood bonus, you know, can't be underestimated. Can you give the crafting skill trait to a toddler? Yes. Yes, you can. I mean, now they're not a toddler, they're a child. So, I'm gonna just need you to go in here real fast. Somewhere in here is the skill trainer. There you go. So if you can just mash that in your eye real fast, Illicit, I think that is appropriate. Yeah, no, like I said, I would definitely argue with, like, I would definitely argue memory is the stronger of the two. Alright, so now we look at your work schedule. You can now firefight. We will set you to tailor and craft, and then you'll be a backup cook, which means you're going to be terrible at cooking. Hey, Mackin, how's it going? Yeah, so Illicit is very quickly going to end up going extremely hard into crafting, become our dedicated crafter. So that'll be good. We just need to get there. Who started this? Chucky 49er? They're not here, so just gonna cancel that. Let someone else take over. You wonder EO is there late? I don't... When you're saying EO in this context, what are you trying to say? You just got paint markers today, so you can't stop drawing with them? Nice. Oh, EO's here, silent? Do you mean, Ionek? Also, if someone is lurking in chat, like, don't mention that they're lurking. That's considered, like, bad form. You know, let people lurk. Like, if people want to be known, they'll say something. The classic don't call out lurkers. Yep, no, just the whole thing I just said. Like, just be careful to not actually call out lurkers. Your base is so dark at night? Yeah. It is. Alright, so we got plenty of food happening. We got plenty of components happening. We are not getting a whole lot of research done, so we're going to deprioritize White Jaguar crafting now. Because Illicit NZ is going to be primary crafter. That way, White Jaguar could focus entirely on research. Your eyes lurking menacingly. Facts. But yeah, so far, for those who haven't gone, we've started messing around with the biology stuff. So we have very fast runners who are mildly UV sensitive. Both our melee have that. We are starting to build up some choices here. So we can make someone a great medical person and they'll get fur skin, which I'm okay with. Great miner we've got. Strong melee with dark vision. Very happy is also a good one. The problem is we don't have much for negatives. Out of all of these, the only one I believe that technically qualifies as a negative is the mild UV sensitivity. So if I tried to put these together kind of thing, the amount of food they would want to eat would be so incredibly obnoxious that it'd be a problem in itself. But we'll try to resolve that. I am tempted to sit here and, when it comes to combining, like, I was tempted to put those two together for our melee pawns, so they can see in the dark, they have strong melee, they run really fast. Why is my doctor a panda bear? What? But yeah, so the problem is if I do that, they'll have 225% need to eat the first skin. Oh, we don't have anyone with that yet. Maybe next time you have a chance, try to buy a negative gene. Yeah, no, I was looking at the negative genes we had the last time. It didn't go. I still don't know what happens. So, like, we've already been messing with this one. So I'm not sure what happens if I go to add more to this. If, like, the Xeno genes will replace. I'm thinking that is what's going to happen. Because, like, if we didn't have, like, the dark vision, if we didn't have the other one, I could see dark vision on our arranged people, and then, like, happiness or whatever. I really want to, we don't have them here, they're one of the ones we sent away on a quest. I'm trying to get fast healer out of, we have one of the mole people. Because it doesn't matter who you are, unless you're, like, a pacifist. Fast healing is just straight up a win. Like, fast healing is amazing. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Alright. Yeah, so we want to enclose the pen, because we're going to be moving the animals out of this area. We didn't have much now. We've got, like, the one... I've got just one rooster. Let's kill it. Just get rid of it. We did have chickens earlier, and I decided to just get rid of them, which is probably the right move. I think we got rid of them when the toxic fallout started. Because, like, oh, it's just going to be a problem anyways. But yeah, so the way, for those who don't know, the way I choose the colors of these rooms is I will go by whose room it is, and I will paint the room whatever their favorite color is, according to the game. Yeah, no, if I can get a negative trait, that'll be good. What we need to do is get more than just baseliners coming through the colony. Like, we've only had one not baseliner come through the colony so far. If we can get something else in here, we could potentially start trying to get more added to our gene collection to mix things up a bit. Like, I also wonder with stuff like Hussar if there's a way you could remove the hyper-aggressive thing. What about the pawn sharing the room? The pawn sharing the room, I've just painted the ideologies color. I haven't bothered giving them their own stuff, really. You get genes from raiders to release them. I actually have no idea how that works. It's the whole reason why we're doing this run is I just haven't engaged with the genetic alteration, like, in a run. Not where you design, like, I've done a little bit of where you design the pawn before you start the run, but I haven't really done the thing where you adjust as you go. Illicit NZ is a small child who has made a masterwork cloth face mask. Said, get on my level. I am 7 years old, and I am already making masterwork tailoring. They are a prodigy of tailoring. You can put prisoners. I figured you could, and I assume you probably take a reputation penalty with whatever faction you snag them from. That'd be my guess. It'd probably be like the same kind of thing of when you organ harvest someone where you take the little penalty there. How are we doing in power? Still relatively good. So we're making the cloth armchair. Inspired trade in Captain Brody. Let's see, why does a kid have an assault rifle and one of the adults still has a revolver? Because the assault rifle, I could keep the person back out of the way more. Honestly, I don't really have a strong reason for it. I forgot to adjust that. Because I was keeping that fairly tame, because components we were very low on earlier, because I've been having to trade for them all. But yeah, we'll get people set up on the revolver. That just reminded me that I had it to set to make one, and then we had a kid grow up. I was like, alright, well, I guess we just need to put this to use. Revolver's actually not a bad weapon. The assault rifle's certainly better. We also need better melee. Like, spears are fine. They're actually a pretty good melee weapon in this game. But, I mean, it's still a spear. I do like the idea of giving everyone dark vision and then roofing this off and going the way of mushrooms. Mad Boomalope. Alright. Now, downsides, I haven't put the time to build the fire break down here, so we'll end up having to probably fight the fire. But that's okay. Unless we get foggy rain immediately. That never happens. To be fair, we're on a swamp tile, so it's nearly always raining. And I'm not going to be able to make a fire break around this. Because I can't put flooring or anything else down around here. I believe ceiling or flooring and all that will make the tree not work. Not that I've been putting any effort into that tree. I've been meaning to. Alright, just trying to... stencil around that real fast. There, so you can get that fire break introduced. And what I'll try doing is putting just one tile inside the perimeter there. I'm pretty sure, though, that'll make the tree stop working at all. We'll also want to go over here and around that wood there. Put a boundary so it can't catch fire. Cool. Yeah, just around the wood area so it can't spread. That should take care of that. It'll be a while before they get that done. Meanwhile, we're also going to go down here and say, don't consider that a home zone. I don't need you putting out fires out here. Okay, we got all that. Cool. All right. So we've got all that sorted out. Right, so I moved Captain Brody up to help cook, as opposed to doing construction, and then sent our construction person away. So they're helping fill in for, where Lord Love was stuck doing all of it themselves. That's fine. We can slightly deprioritize that so you go back to construction, and Lord Love could get back to dealing with that. Let's see, you can also put up the second generator soon. Yeah, no, I've got it in range. I haven't been worrying about it because I got 1,200. And there's always... What ends up happening is over time, these will need to be repaired and take components. So the only reason I haven't built it is that the whole thing where it can be messed with there. What I am going to do real fast, though, is I'm going to set it here for just a second. So I go here and say security, limestone... Because we'll get the perimeter built for whenever I do need it. And then zone, do not build a roof over that. Build a roof here. Not gonna worry about that, son. Alright. So basically, I'll make the area for it, and then when I need the power, we can just plug it in super fast. Yeah, we can run power this way. Okay, so literally it'll just be whenever I need the extra power, we just smack it down in there. Alright, so we got a couple dangerous animals down here, it looks like. Yeah, so it's a snake. Okay, so it's 2 snakes. I'm not too worried about that. 3 snakes, and... Yeah, so it's all snakes, so I'm not too worried about snakes. I was making sure they weren't like panthers or anything like that I had to worry about randomly hunting my people if they run out of stuff to eat. Alright, so how we're doing on our quests... oh, we still have the drone hack. We can worry about that later. We still need to do the complex. I accepted that forever ago and then forgot about it. Oh, was that one of those ones that was bugged? I'm trying to remember if we went to the... No, I think we accepted it, and we had something happened, like a whole thing. Which mini-map and the preview map thingy? Which is the mini-map? Oh, the one that says the Dub Mince mini-map is the mini-map. The preview map is the one... Where is it? I think it literally is called Map Preview. Okay, so it looks like it's going to appear in our break room there, so... Melee pawns into position. Everyone else will... That'll do. Pick up the pace, friend. I don't think you're going to make it in time. I'm a little scared to be in there when that goes down. So go around this way, and then just get in here wherever you fit. Yeah, no, we'll have lots of infestations. We built in a mountain. I wish it'd stop hitting our supply room down there. Reposition them forward. Can I get an angle on you? Stop trashing my stuff. There's only 2 more in there. So put you there, grab everyone else, shove them in behind here. So let's see. And finish them all off so you can't get back up. Alright. And orders allow, we've wiped it all out. So once again, they destroyed a couple of our shelves and generally just made a mess. It's fine. You're the only one who got hurt. You just got scratched up. Excellent. Yeah, as long as you have, like, doors and that, you can choke point them. You can handle pretty powerful... You know, pretty powerful infestations. There is limits to using that strategy, but... It's fine. It's when you get to these ones where you have, like, 30 or so mega spiders and all that sort of stuff where you go, alright, hang on, wait a second. Just numbers. I usually prefer to make them more like this. So I have something like... You can't see it super well, but the idea being I would put my ranged back here, my 3 melee here in the front, and then, like, this would just lead out to wherever the rest of the base is, so that way it bottlenecks all the enemies into a big bunch here that they go one at a time, and then all of your misses just about hit something as well. We haven't done that in here because we're using kind of limited space. Because it's just nice, like, it's good in that case to have lots of rapid-fire weapons that just put out lots of projectiles, like the light machine guns and all that. Because you don't care about your accuracy. Add lights to the room? You thought you could keep from spawning? No, lights don't do that. The only ways you can prevent, the bugs from spawning is you can do a thing where you basically, every other tile, you put, like, barricades or whatever, so it doesn't have room to spawn. The other thing you can do is if the room is at extreme hot or extreme cold, they won't spawn either. But then you know you have all the power costs and whatnot of extreme hot or cold. But yeah, so you can't really disable them from spawning that way. Actually, let's go ahead where I have the toy here. The toys, rather. Let's move those over here instead. To keep room there. And deconstruct these passive coolers as well now. We don't really need them. Let's see, it's a complex combination of code, to be honest. You've been researching it with a friend? Oh yeah, no, that's, there's a bunch of different... There's been a couple of people that figured out ways to effectively disable infestations. But usually it's, if I wanted to disable that... Like, the thing is, using a room to where you can use it and it's okay is kind of rough. But say I wanted to not deal with infestations and this is like an actual building I made, but like this area was eligible, I could disable it by going like this. And then that area, because it doesn't have a place to put it, you'd be fine. It's kind of the same thing of what we're doing here, where we're making this so it's ineligible for being pod drop because it's considered solid. You're doing the same strategy. But, for, like, if I wanted to make this room unable to be infested, that you could do it, but not without being very detrimental to your own use. Like, you couldn't have a working billiard table that was immune from having infestation trigger around it without making the room absurdly cold. At which point, then you gotta worry about your own hypothermia risks. Like, I don't know the details, I just know those are the workarounds I've seen people using. Like, we actually had that in the hot potato. There was part of the map that they did the checkered board pattern with the barricades to prevent infestation from showing up. Which I hadn't seen that until the hot potato. Like, I knew you could take it to, like, an extreme hot or cold. But yeah. Well, if you create a nice place for the infestation to occur, it won't occur where you don't want it to. Let's see. You think you've seen people bait infestation too? Like set up a better spot for a trigger? Yeah. So there's ways you can... I haven't seen anyone be able to do it with 100% reliability without disabling the R places, but you can definitely make it so the odds are in favor of a place. Like, for example, if I left this place open, and then I did stuff to, like, minimize these areas and mess with the temperatures, I could get it so the odds of an infestation landing here would be extremely high. But I think unless they make them fully ineligible, I don't think it actually... It's rolling the dice, but fixing... Or, like, it's rolling the dice, but fixing the odds. Is, I guess, the way I would phrase it. That's my understanding, as someone who hasn't actually dug into it in a huge way. Wait, pen marker, auto cut? Oh. I've never messed with this. Mech cluster with a smoke spewer nearby. So, almost every single one of these we've had hasn't worked right. Where we get there, and then the thing isn't there, and I have to go into dev mode and delete it after we kill the enemies nearby because it's not working right. So, hopefully this one works right. Let's actually have Captain Brody go. And Soul Adams will stay behind. Uche is going to go. So these three will go. And the others will stay behind. Yeah, Lana Rama confirming, saying, yep, exactly. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like, you could get it so, again, if like this is 90% of my infestable area and then this is 10% or whatever, you know, the very roughly would be 9 out of 10 chance it would land down here. The solar flare, that's fine. So the good news with this is, realistically, the way this plays out is they arrive, we sneak in, we break the thing, and we walk away. But like I said, I've had a lot of problems this entire run. Really? Alright, I'm gonna say yes regardless, because there's very little consequence for me failing. So we're going to say yes to this, expecting this to be a bad time. So the shuttle crashed where? It's not particularly convenient. You are almost certainly going to die. We are going to leave Illicit NZ out of this, I believe. Because there's just too much of a risk of catching a spare shot to the face. Let's see, if you have spare power, could you add lights to more of the base? I know it's not needed, but it's kind of hard to see sometimes. Yeah, I do intend on doing some of that. Like right now we have the thing. One of the issues of why I'm avoiding that... Oh, you are so past beyond dead. Alright. You are so past wrecked, friend. I couldn't save you if I wanted to. I don't even think our people are gonna get positioned to help before it's already settled. You did not bring enough backup. I'm not running my person to melee because I'm like, that is so far past screwed. What? You're murdering the guy on the ground? I've not actually seen you do that before. Okay, it's a shame that's bio-coded. Huh. Well, okay. Yeah, no, so I was gonna say, is one of the reasons I don't do that, and I can add the lights, is one of the things that RimWorld actually does pretty badly is, the code for lights, or lighting as it is. You'll notice when people get really, really big colonies, that one of the things that'll end up happening is they will have issues when there's the what we're having right now, where the power gets knocked out, suddenly the game will drag real bad. And that's pretty much what's happening, is just the issue of the coding for the lighting is pretty not great. So see what it'll take to get lights wired up everywhere. Yeah, so I won't be able to get these bedrooms up here for a while yet. They still gotta smooth out the walls. We'll add some lights to make it not as bad. Yeah, but then everyone throws mental break over darkness. I've not had too many problems with the breaks over darkness. Mine is always like someone will get like the most mild cold or whatever, and then it'll immediately have a mental break going, I'm slightly in pain. We've actually done pretty well on not having very many mental breaks this one. Like early at the very beginning of the run, I did not get their common room set up. And so they're throwing a hissy fit over that. But once that got settled, they were all happy. And I got my one vanometric power chilling back here. A super jealous. You had, what was it, 13 or have 13 or some nonsense vanometric powers? I'm jealous. I think the most I've ever had was 3. And that was like a colony I drug out how long that colony went for way past anything reasonable. You always laugh that darkness is a thing that takes them over the edge. Like, really? Oh, yeah. No, that's always the one that I find so amusing, is it'll be like, oh, you know, you lost your leg. Oh, your friend died. Oh, this. It's like, why did you have a break? It was cold. I'm like, it's 68 degrees. It's like, arguably on the low end of room temperature, depending on, like, it's the room temperature you see in a room when you have, like, a little bit of equipment in there you're worried about. Hey, Inface Simplex, how's it going? It's like, ruined my day. Cold. Straw camel's backs. Yep. Infinity? Oh yeah, no, that's, like, don't get me wrong, I had one colony that I managed to work my way up to, I think it was 7 unstable power cores, which did ultimately kill that colony. That was before streaming. That was trying to do a forever colony, so it was just slowly picking up more and more of them. And it was a mountain thing, so I did one of these numbers, where if we pretend this is the mountain over here, I had like a path that went back over here, and then you'd have your power cores in like these little hallways back like this, that you put the power core in there, and then you'd wall it off. But because I had gotten so many of them, that, what was the thing that ultimately triggered? Because they're walled off into like a little pocket. I think one had the bzzzt event. No, it wasn't a bzzzt. What was it? There was something happened. Maybe it was an infestation broke the wall, and then before the wall broke, something else hit one. But it was like one of them started to go, and it was enough that it barely got through the wall into the next room over. And then once you had 2 of them next to each other go, it just chained the whole way across and just gutted the whole back of the base. Like, it was enough explosions, it was destroying the stone and everything. I was pretty upset. That was the point where I was like, yeah, I'm done with this colony. Because those are hard to get a hold of at any meaningful number. Especially when you're in commitment mode. Alright, so... Okay, so you're in the away team. Do we have anyone who can do construction here? Hey, yeah, Soul Adams, as soon as you're done feeding the baby, I'm gonna have you run down here and fix that. I guess you need two walls? Yeah, no, there was some conflating collection of situations that led to it. Was kind of the big thing. It wasn't, like, because normally with the stone walls and you have an unstable power core go, it's more than enough to absorb that damage and you can just ignore it. So yeah, 2 tiles would have fixed it, but it was the right combination of bad things happening in close proximity that ultimately did it. I mean, part of them is maybe don't put all your unstable power cores in the same space. I mean, the other thing it could have done is, like, literally just walled off, like, you know, not even let access to the hallway. Like, I can't remember if it was like a prison. Well, that wouldn't have been a prisoner break. There was something destroyed the wall, and I think we handled that. And then separate from that, before I got the wall replaced, because it didn't micro to just have them run up to fix the wall, something hit the power core, like someone having a break. I don't think it's a break, though, or like infestation or something happened. And then once they got it, it just... things cascaded. And that was a long time ago, though. That was... was that before Royalty? I don't remember. It'd have been around the time of Royalty, I think. Like, either right as it's introduced or right before, somewhere in that ballpark. I haven't done a Forever Colony in forever. Because between like, Breacher raids and all that, unless you're playing on a really easy difficulty, Forever Colony, sooner or later, the dice are gonna get rolled and cause you headaches. Do you remember what stone it was? Might not be able to might have been live. Star Grant? I have no idea. To be honest, I almost never pay attention to the materials stuff are made of. I know it does matter a lot. Okay, I can live with this. My, oh my, oh my. Such a difficult one to deal with. Wood still can burn, no other blocks can. Yeah, I think that's accurate. Colonists have returned, so we got our colonists we sent off on the quest are back. And pick up the component, pick up the plasteel, pick up the steel. Actually, leave the steel. And get out of here. Oh, there's no danger there, so we could literally just go reform caravan, go home, accept travel supplies, grab all the food, and we're going to leave the steel behind. Sure. No, we actually don't. We're gonna run out of food on the way. That shouldn't have been a thing to worry about. So which route are you gonna take? Okay. So we're going to get a second caravan here, real fast. Forum caravan. And what we're going to do with the second caravan is Kadiak and Awesome is going to run on their own. And we're going to tell them to bring extra food. All right. And meanwhile, go climb in the machine. Because I want to get the fast healing out of Chucky 49er. One of the things we need to research is once we get the bioregeneration, we probably should get the packaged meals. Because we have been forced to caravan so many times. Yeah, so we should be able to meet up somewhere along the way. So that we're going to have Chaotic Awesome meet up with the team that's out there who's going to run out of food and top them off, and then they'll return as a group. Wherever they meet, they meet. Yep, there's them running out of food. Actually, go ahead and keep those there for right now. Alright. Little by little, we'll get that all sorted. Plan for them to meet there. And if it starts getting closer to there. Great mining is what you got. By itself. Which I think we literally already have. So that's a duplicate of something we already have. That's not great. That's okay, we could sell it. That's one of the kind of interesting things that you can just make wealth by just having people climb into the machine, getting it to spit that out. It's not a lot of wealth, like you wouldn't be any kind of meta or anything like that, you'd be better off farming. But just the idea is you could have a tiny little base that's just, you know, the person in there with a little bit of food and everything, and they can just climb into the machine every 14 or 15 days, or whatever it is, between times you can do it without dying. Alright, we're just trying to get them until they can cross into the same area. We merge the two caravans. And then Chaotic Awesome's carrying a whole bunch of food. And then once that happens, we can have them run the rest of the way home. How do you merge? When they get close enough, I'll get a button down here that'll say merge. It should be showing up pretty soon. Alright, they're merged, and go home. And so now they have their food, and so we got it all sorted. Alright, so one thing we should do is we really do need to get some caravanning animals that have some other byproduct. So, like Muffalo, or something like that. Yeah, about the only time I end up doing merges is like that exact scenario there where, for whatever reason, one of them didn't have supplies they needed, whether it's like medicine or food or whatever, and then I need to run someone out there to get it to them. Yeah, so we could train the elephants, that's one option. Maybe even what we do. I kind of want them just to be pen animals, so I don't have to deal with them running through everything, even though there is an advantage to having hauling animals. But I believe for this tile, my choices are, like, we don't get Muffalo naturally here. The only time you've had to merge is when someone was alone in the road and caught malaria. Yeah, no, it's pretty rare. Like I said, I've had to do it a couple times for medicine with similar things where someone got some type of disease while they're out and about just by bad RNG luck. So run over my get my doctor to run over with like good medicine to catch up and help. But usually it's I caravan out and either didn't bring enough food with me, or the food rotted, or the caravan just took way longer than I thought, so I needed to bring food to them or whatever. I've done that a number of times. Usually it's the food rotting on their way out there, because it's easy to overlook that, even though it does give you a prompt being like, hey, you don't have enough food, and you're like, yeah, go away. It's fine. We'll fix it in post. All right. How's our ideology do? Oh, that's the person on the other one. How is our ideology doing? They're getting pretty close to getting our next set of points. And I could definitely see going and switching ourselves to liking darkness. And then, you know, starting covering up this and growing mushrooms. Because since we have dark sight that we just have the thing for it, I could see, you know, doing all sorts of stuff. Oh, hey, you might as well bank that. Because I could still sell it, so just letting it rot on the floor is unneeded. Poor Careless really needs to, really needs the de-aging thing researched. We're working on it. Bioregeneration is the last thing we need. We already have the biosculpting. In fact, in preparation... was it not biotech? Maybe it's ideology. There we go. In preparation, we will get one of the pods built. Then you can start de-aging Kira Liz and then fix the bad back and frail and all those things. Awesome blueprint. I don't care about a Neoformer. Yeah, so Chaotic Awesome is the one that has the more limited things they're going to do. So the thing we're going to do for Chaotic Awesome is they're going to add meditation onto their schedule as like a committed thing and have them start working on psychic powers. Blight on the corn crop. Do not like cut all blight, work. We're gonna go watch for it to spread it all. Okay, blight is handled. There we go. Can a pawn have multiple diseases at once? Yes. If you're unlucky enough, I've had one case where I had a pawn who had malaria, flu, and plague all at the same time, and then I think they also had like gut worms. And it was like, Randy, why do you absolutely despise this pawn? Like everyone else had the diseases. I think we even lived through that one already. Like that one, I think we lived through alright because I had a doctor who was like 15 or 16. And, like, lots of industrial medicine. But I was, like, looking at that poor pawn being like, why does Randy hate you personally and individually? Like, do you know something about Randy you need to have hushed? But yeah, no, I've absolutely had... Very often I've had two overlapping. I've had the rare 3 overlapping. And I think only one time I've had 4 overlapping. It was just on one person who got unlucky to catch everything. Part of it is because gutworms stick around for a long time if you don't have an amazing doctor working on them. And a lot of times with gutworms, I won't go out of my way to set a good doctor. Because it's a great way to train your doctors, even though your people hate it. Alright, so you're getting that all sorted out. It's going to take him forever to build that where I'm doing the ceilings first. Alright, you in good shape? You're in good shape. Go ahead and do the biopod. Because he might actually be able to de-age right now. I was just realizing I don't think it's bioregeneration that gives you the de-aging thing. We'll also want the de-aging thing as well. Or the bioregeneration as well. But first, we start de-aging Kirliz aggressively. Because Kirliz is reaching end of life as far as RimWorld's concerns go. Okay, conversion ritual. It doesn't matter. Convert someone. Where are you going? Okay, that's fine. The big thing is last time Kirliz didn't make it to the very end of the whole thing. Look, if I make it in time, I make it in time. That'll be the first thing that... Oh, I can't schedule it till you're done. Terrible conversion ritual. Oh, you will never be converted without me imprisoning you. It sucks. I got 2 people who are really good at social, and they're my 2 people who are the only ones who aren't the ideology. The rest of the colony is. So I can't take advantage of it to deal with that. Alright. Begin aid reversal on Kirliz. And you get to sit in there and just de-age for a while. Is there anyone else who's getting up there that I'm going to need to worry about de-aging them? Soul Adams is getting pretty high up there. Yeah, so it looks like Soul Adams is the only one up there. So let's go ahead and plan for that to be a thing we're going to want to do as well. So we'll put a second one of those over here. But that won't be a priority. We're not going to short circuit it to do that. Because you're only 200 watts. We still have another extra 1,000 watts on the grid. But we'll want to start working Soul Adams' age down as well, because they're getting close to 60, and that'll be a problem. Because like I said, RimWorld is pretty merciless when it comes to the age thing. So prisoner, you're going to be a release for the reputation. Because they're a pacifist, and while they do have a nice range of skills, eh. Alright.
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. I don't mind pacifists of the colony, but it's like, usually they gotta offer you something that you're in need for. To be like, alright, it's time to go for the pacifist. Okay, meanwhile, I have totally forgotten about this ancient installation from forever ago. Oh, let's try and get ourselves... I mean, do we get the elephants? I don't want to get the elephants. That's the issue. Very genuinely, the issue is I don't really want the elephants. The elephants are good. So, do you qualify as a pack animal? They do. The alpaca will work. So, give me a pair of alpaca. And Miss Caravan Hitching Point, we'll just put there for right now. Alright. Okay, so what do you have for me versus you? I can go ahead and give you all this junk I don't want. I'll give you one of the steel spears. We're not going to use that anymore. We'll go ahead and give you the cape that's worn out and this. We'll choose accept. That's fine. Talk to you again. Gift. You can have the C. So you can have the Sighty. And you can have one of the great mining ones. Cool. Keep that standing up. And get rid of junk that just gives us wealth for no real benefit. Because we had two of the same exact Xeno whatever. When this blocks gets destroyed, I'm going to make another gene bank over here. Oh, I totally forgot. Well, we'll worry about when they smooth the rest of this. I need to get sterile tile in more of this room and do all that stuff, get it dyed. But I need to finish construction. The reason why I know construction's really happening is they're all over here trying to build the fire break around this side, which takes forever because I have to cut down all of the trees. Why did your certainty just randomly go down by 1? Yeah, so Captain Brody is doing their best to get that fire break knocked out. Aristocrats in danger will be attacked by those. What are you willing to give me? I mean, don't get me wrong. A Masterwork Grand Throne and a Masterwork Harpsichord are nice, as is a whole bunch. But I don't want to deal with that. So we're going to be attacked immediately. They will breach our walls, and they're unusually clever. And they're all coming from this side. They are attacking with pretty much nothing but bows and spears and all that. They are going to attack where those people are. We're going to keep Illicit out of this fight. 2 of you actively have babies right now. That's not really helpful in this particular case. Please finish with the babies as fast as you can. Oh, was it attack? Yeah, it was attacks immediately, right? Yeah. Please finish feeding the babies. Reposition where? So repositioning down there. You're done, so you drop down here as well. Please finish feeding the baby. I need you on the front lines. So a lot with breach axes. Okay, so with that, what we can probably do is grab everyone here, drop down here where we get some protection from the stone. Honestly, wait, actually, are they all melee? No, there's a mix. Actually, other than the ones in the front, it's almost nothing but range. It's just the ones with the breach axes that can be everywhere. But they are leading the charge. So let's drop over here and try to engage them the moment they get in range and start blasting. Are you done yet? Cool, you're done. So grab you, get you over here. To get you in the lead. You're ready to drop back once. Okay, so we got the melee ones that are in the front, so start falling back as fast as you can. Get to where we can get ourselves some cover. You go this way, you go that way. Alright. And we got one of them downed. Baseliner who's fast walker. Okay, you might be sticking around. Fast walker who's really good at plants and combat? You may not want to be here, but you're going to be a new member of the colony. Alright, the rest of you can all just get out of here. What is... Why are you running away? Okay. Alright, so that's gonna be a solid one for us to actually keep here. So meanwhile, grab you, start tending. Prisoner, start converting them. So no one's a dire, like, they're right about to die situation, but they all do need treatment. You didn't allow all the weapons? You saw a breaching axe? Oh, there we go. I'm not super worried about the breaching axe, but yeah, let's, make it happen. Alright, so everyone's getting patched up, that's good. And who is our construction people? So Kira is Soul Adam. So all of our construction people are the ones that are hurt. Let's see, it's cool. Longy will tell you I'm really good at spotting things. Oh yeah, I got you. Starvation on Captain Brody, who is currently feeding one of the kids, which explains that. The kids should be becoming toddlers soon. Yeah, so you'll be a toddler in the next day or so, and you got a little while left. And we haven't crafted a new weapon yet. Because I did set it to be a pretty high restriction on who is allowed to make the assault rifles, so that I don't have someone who doesn't really... Why can't you use that tree? Oh, you're the wrong ideology. Right. Forgot about that, so don't worry about it. I forgot, she's not tribal in any way, so she can't use the anima tree. Alright. And it won't be too long before we're at the halfway point during stream where we switch games, which we will have a vote for that. I do think I am going to leave the vote, so no points involved. But we have also been playing Kenshi as of yesterday. We started a Kenshi run that was going pretty good. I mean, we were getting beaten the crap out of, but people were very much enjoying it. We have the Farming Simulator 22 community server that very genuinely hasn't had too many people hanging out on it, so that's been kind of a little bit of a bummer. But in addition to that, we do have the Farming Sim run we've got going on that is the Survivor Man. We'll put those all up for vote to see what wins there. I kind of expect Kenshi to probably win, because people seem to really have been in Kenshi yesterday. What's up? Well, they can use it for growing grass, but not for the pawn on its own. Yeah, so I'm not going to worry about too much. We haven't been investing in the psychic powers at all. We're pretty late in the run to start it. We'll still do it at some point. Alright. We're going to have you quickly at least plug up the hole. After the party. To plug up that hole. Just so we don't have, like, some panther run in here and kill some kid or whatever. But yeah, that's just the thing I do in the channels. I do stream for 9 hours a day. And so halfway through stream, we switch games. I find it helps keep the content both fresh for me, so I don't, burn out in games, as well as it keeps it fresh for the viewers, where, if the first game I'm playing isn't really your jam, or, mix it up to keep it fresh and interesting. It just opens up those possibilities. I'm suddenly realizing I need to go out of my way and have you build those 2 tiles first. Once they build those 2 tiles, we'll be fine. Yep. That way they don't have like a gap in there that I can't deal with or whatever. Cool, so we've resealed the outside. That's fine. We got some more recovery from injuries, which of course Captain Brody is always the one getting injured. So is the life of Melee. Alright. And we are trying to tame alpaca to give ourselves some caravanning animals. As well as they'll also give us wool or whatever. Alpaca wool, which will be decent. Where are you going with? Do we have another pen marker in here I've just forgotten about? Because you have a pen marker there. Let's zoom out. Ah, there's a second pen marker. That's fine. That animal can be in there for right now, and then we will, once we get this enclosed, we'll get it switched over. Okay. Yeah, little by little, we are going to get people converted over. It's going to take some work. Once I can get someone who is a prisoner who's got at least some social. Smoke leaf every day. We actually aren't even doing smoke leaf. We've had no need for it. Smoke leaf is always one of those ones that you can certainly use it, but it also comes with its own problems. Another immediate attack, all ranged up there, all ranged down there. So it's an all-ranged attack. Let me guess, you got people taking care of babies? Alright, so Soul Adams is taking care of babies. So we'll grab them in a minute. You two run up to the front lines. Put you off to one side, put you off to the other. You're in the pod thing, so you can go ahead and pop in back here. Chaotic over there. I'm going to put Illicit way in the back. And hope we don't need to depend on them to do anything. As soon as you're done with the kid, we'll go ahead and get you to run up there. I need you to finish. Oh, you're not even close. How hungry is that kid? You're pretty hungry, actually. Sorry. Sorry, you need to go in your crib. I need Adams in on this one. We got a proper fight on our hands here. And I'm deliberately putting our melee out front. They got shield belts, so I'm trying to draw the fire. Check to make sure I'm not trying to breach the sides. I'm not seeing them breach anywhere. They are feeding in. Like, this one's gonna go light a wall on fire. They do that. And unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that for the time being. Because Illicit also can't fight fires. What are you two doing? Stop going and lighting all the walls on fire. Honestly, you two drop back. And just start dealing with the, Oh, that's right, your shield belts are only on when you're... It's fine. I'm not too worried about having to rebuild things. Where are you going? And that's just a problem I have no choice but to deal with in this run. Is with them lighting walls on fire. Until we get moisture pumps so we can build stone walls, I just have to live with wood walls. Okay, bio, a beautiful quick sleeper, and a two-kind, oh, that's not the one, and an abrasive tough beautiful. So we are going to capture both of those, even though we can't patch them up, just because we can release them for the reputation, because these fires are going to just be a problem. The good news, we got a rainy thunderstorm has rolled in, so it should get these fires under control. Yes, I think the first thing I'm going to do with the moisture pumps, though, is we're going to go ahead and start trying to get where I can replace these walls with not wood. Alright, prisoner, release, prisoner, release. We have another solid doctor who can help out here. Yeah, Captain Brody's already in the way. Okay, so we've got all them sorted out. They did manage to break some of the internal wall. That's just gonna happen from the fires. Honestly, not gonna bother even trying to repair it for the time being. It's not worth me taking the time to tear down a chunk and put in there. If they breach in that spot again, we'll patch it up when we get there. Yeah, because those are all in the orange up there. Those are in the orange. Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to replace any of those with limestone anyways. Yeah, so I can see putting down like a moisture pump so it covers up, like goes up to the edges as its extremes. And just slowly creeping them along here, filling in the walls the whole way around, that kind of thing. Alright, so we got all those sorted. Alright, so we've got things going pretty well here. That despite them continuously lighting fires and all that, and whatnot, we do end up having problems where they poke holes in our defenses because wood is not very durable. News at 11. Alright. Fire is fun. Yeah, now like I said, I'm not super worried about fire. Even with the walls made entirely out of wood, we are on a swamp tile because generally speaking, when I play this game, people always want me to be on, like, either a swamp tile or, you know, jungle or whatever. And then because of that, like, Honestly, I'm always dealing with rain-heavy tiles. I don't even have to worry about fire that much. Now, I want you to... Oh, I see. So the snake keeps going to sleep on the place I want to build the wall, so we keep canceling out of it. It's fine, I'll deal with it in a minute. Alright. You don't have any gear we care about, right? Not really. Yeah, bad snake? Pretty much. I do find it interesting that those tiles still... Oh, it's because they probably can't... No, they should be able to reach it from that. I've got those set up to build a roof, but they just won't. It doesn't matter. I'm not too worried about it. Alright. And Predators had a growth moment. So we are going to keep them as a tribesman. But welcome to being child. And immediately getting an assault rifle. Because that's what's available. Cool. And then schedule, recreation, stay in the danger zone, and that's one less small child to worry about. All right. War Merchant is approaching. Cool, cool. And we got a little bit more reputation. Alright, so let's look at what we got here. So we can sell our sight tea. We could sell a bunch of these breach axes and other random junk they left us. Keep the smoke grenades and all that. Get rid of the worn mask. Get rid of the worn shirt. Alright, is there anything I need from you or want from you? Well, the cougars could be fun for the memes. I don't really need them. So genuinely, they don't really have anything I want. Other than just money. Okay, that's fine. Because they'll have that money for when a ship shows up and then has something I do want. Shooting Frenzy and Chaotic Awesome, that's fine. Cool. So with all that said, we have hit the point that it's time for us to switch games and all that. We also got some more reputation for getting rid of the other prisoner, or almost neutral within our faction. So with all that said, if you have enjoyed RimWorld and you're like, oh man, another game? I just wanted the RimWorld. Why are you switching games? It is a thing I do every stream. Don't worry, RimWorld will be back. We will be continuing this run, most likely tomorrow. I do stream from 7 p.m. EST till 4 a.m. EST. But we will be switching games here. For those over on TikTok and YouTube, I will be ending the stream on those end because I can't switch categories, so don't forget to like and subscribe over there. But for all of those over here on Twitch, what's going to end up happening here is we're going to go